Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is day 14 of the July Carnivore Challenge here on the Hardcore Summer. Alright folks, let's head into those daily videos and see just how things are going here on Big Anklevich on Health. So how did day 14 go? I think it went okay. It could have been better. To start with, yesterday I did like 12,000 steps. It was a little hard to do steps yesterday. I got out and I did them early in the morning, but doing anything past that, it was raining the entire day. That's just all it did for some reason, was rain yesterday, and that was kind of a bummer. But, you know, it was all right. This morning I got up and I was out walking, so I did my walking today as well. I've got 10,000 steps already, and I'm going to see just how many more I can get before the day is out. I'll let you know tomorrow how it turned out. Be more than 12,000, I think. It'll be better. Yesterday I spent a lot of time just hanging out with my family and talking and enjoying each other's company, and that's one of those things that's probably good for you too, I think, you know, just hanging out and feeling a little bit of community and stuff like that. That's good for the health, I believe. So I don't feel like I missed out much by not walking more. So this morning I got up and I had these hamburgers. My wife got them at H-E-B. They were on sale, I think. They were relatively cheap. £1/3 pound supposedly each patty, so I had 3 of them. That made me a pound of beef, and I made sure to sop up all of the fat that melted out of them as much as possible. And it was pretty good stuff. It was ground chuck instead of ground beef. I don't know what ground beef is normally made from. I think it's just made from whatever's left over. But this was specifically ground chuck. Does that make it better? I don't know. I don't know what even the fat percentage of it is, because it was not, I don't think it was marked on the package. Maybe it was, and I just didn't look. But yeah, that was what I had for my breakfast. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything ready to go for my lunch. I used up the last of my ground beef yesterday. That's why I was eating my wife's stuff today. And I decided I would go to the store and I would get myself something. And I even got Force of Nature. They have it at H-E-B. You can get Force of Nature meat, which is regeneratively raised beef, and you can get other stuff too. They have like elk and buffalo and venison, I think, that you can get, which is all pretty awesome, and I love eating that stuff too. This time I got the Ancestral Blend, which is ground beef plus a lot of organ meat mixed in. I don't know how much, what the percentage is, but I figure it's got to be better than just regular old ground beef. So I got that. But then, stupidly, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some of this Genoa salami, which is a kind of my go-to treat, I guess, these days. I was just feeling it. I don't know. I just finished fasting over the weekend, and I was just wanting a treat. And I got the salami, and then I got some pork cracklings while I was at it too, and I ate all that stuff this morning. So, you know, it's kind of like when Marshall went, and he went to Burger King, and he got a burger and ate it without the bun, but then he also ordered a soda and drank that. It's like, well, what was the point? Might as well just eating the bun at that point, right? And that's kind of how I feel. Like, I went and I got this special, super great ground beef, and then I just ate a bunch of pork rinds and salami anyways, which is going to counteract that. Now, pork rinds and salami, I know, are carnivore. They're just fine. They're not the worst thing ever. They are not going to help my weight loss journey where I'm at. You know, if you're starting out today, if you're, you know, just getting going, eating that kind of stuff's probably great. Probably way better than what you were eating before. But for me, I'm to the point where I got to be pretty darn strict to make any difference in my weight. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I kept going doing the stuff that I'm doing, you know, eating pork rinds, blah, 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 maybe I'd still get there. after like a year of slow going or something like that, but I don't think so. Maybe not. But I don't want to wait that long either way. So I got to be more hardcore. Stop this soft core summer stuff. I'm gonna try and do that. And I think the 2-day fast on the weekend I'm gonna start doing, but I'm gonna make sure, more importantly, to not give in and give myself a treat on the days that I'm not fasting. I'm doing pretty good when I fast right through, and I can do that just fine. And then when I'm done, I'm like, oh, I should have a treat. I gotta stop that so I can make some progress. I want to get to my final weight. I'm close, but I'm spinning my wheels right now, and I really got to fix that. So that is my goal this week. Today's the last day that I screw up, and I'm going to do everything that I can all the way through, and we're going to see how that works. I'll come back to you on next Monday, and we'll say, how did that go? Extra day of fasting and all of that good eating, what did it do? All right, we'll figure that out. But first, let's go over and see what Marshall did today.
Hey everybody, Marshal here on July 14th. And it took me a while to figure out what I had, because I ended up doing an egg bake and I wasn't sure how to figure out how many calories were in it. I played around with the new app that Big and I are using now to keep track of our calories, and they give you the ability to create a recipe and add ingredients and then determine how many servings, how to divide that up. And so I had to sit down and figure out how to do that. So I did. I put it in for the egg bake. Now this egg bake had cheese and ham and eggs, and it did have some heavy cream in it as well. Sometimes, well, a lot of times I'll say don't use the heavy cream. Just do the eggs. Maybe just do the eggs and the ham, or the eggs and the hamburger or sausage meat or whatever. But this one, we added the cheese and we added the cream, and I ended up cooking it at work because our oven has gone out, which it's summertime, it's hot outside. So when our oven died, we're kind of like, well, we don't have to rush out and get one because we don't want to use the oven much anyway in the heat. But we did want to make some egg bake. So we put all the ingredients together the night before, and then I took it to work and put it in the oven at work, and I cooked it up there and ate it at work and then brought it home. So that worked out, but it took me a while to figure out how many calories that added up to and how much I ate compared to the whole recipe and all that kind of stuff. But it ended up being about 680 calories for the portion that I ate of that. But previously in the morning, I'd eaten 3 hard-boiled eggs and a lot of bacon in the morning, and then I had that egg bake for around lunchtime. And then later on at night, I had some ground beef, a bowl of ground beef with some cheese and some sour cream in it. Mixed it all together, and that was pretty good. And so my total daily calories came out to just over 2,800 calories, which is, closer than I have been, I should say. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get above 3,000 tomorrow, but I'm trying to eat stuff and keep track of it, and I'll get this down pretty quick where I won't have to. And to Big's credit, if you keep it simple, it's easy. If you just have a pound of ground beef every day, you don't have to you don't have to create a recipe and add all the ingredients and divide it by your portion, all that stuff. You just say, oh no, pound of ground beef, I know what that is. So yeah, I get where he's coming from on that. And so I don't plan on doing a lot of that, building a recipe kind of thing. But for the egg bake, which we have quite a bit, and it's pretty tasty and pretty good. And once it's made, it's easy to just grab a container with a big slice of egg bake in it, and either heat that up or eat it cold. It's pretty easy eating once it's cooked up. So That's probably enough from me. Oh, I did go for a walk, so I am keeping that going this week. So, or I guess starting that up this week. So I did go for a walk in the morning. So that was good. I need to start taking a picture on my walks and including those for these daily videos. But maybe tomorrow I'll remember to take a picture of it. So, but until then, I'm out, man. See you later.
All right, Marshall, thanks. Can't wait to see the pictures of your walk. Sounds fun. And yeah, something you said there I thought was really interesting, where you just said, you know, you can keep it simple, but sometimes it's good to have something like an egg bake. You know, it takes a little time to put it together, but you can just grab it out of the fridge and you can just eat it. You can warm it up, or you can eat it cold, or whatever. And that sometimes can be the difference for some people, whether they can stay on keto or carnivore or not. Yeah, I remember back when I first started, that was one of those things that I heard several people, I think Kelly Hogan would talk about what she calls purse bacon. I don't have any purse bacon, but I do like to have bacon standing by just in case, because definitely important when you're first starting out and the temptations are much more difficult to turn down. If you can just open the fridge and grab bacon and just eat it. You don't have to cook it. You don't have to wait 10 minutes or 5 minutes or however many minutes it's going to take you to cook it. You can just eat it. You know, have something that is going to be a positive thing for you that's like that. That's just ready to go. It's a really good strategy to have to make sure that you're able to deal with everything. And yeah, I recommend trying it out. Maybe it's an egg bake. Maybe it's hard-boiled eggs. Maybe it's bacon that's ready to go. Whatever. But have something ready that fits your way of eating and have it ready to go in case temptation hits. So that's my recommendation. All right, folks, we'll see you next time on Big Yankovic on Health.